What up, people? This is Dedrian Colon, House of Wrestling, and this is the January 13th, 2022 review for Impact Wrestling. And man, Impact Wrestling is making some moves. Woo-wee! It's getting good. Um, Tonight's episode still included the aftermath of what happened at Hard to Kill, which was a fantastic um, pay-per-view. You can check out my review here on the House of Wrestling YouTube channel. But man, this this is getting good. This is getting good. Of course, with the announcement that my favorite tag team in the world, God, Gorillas of Destiny, Tamatanga, Tangaloa, will be appearing on Impact Wrestling. And let me tell you, I am so happy. I am happy, happy, happy. They are finally showing up on Impact Wrestling. Of course, I would like them to show up on AEW, but seeing as though AEW is in another planet as far as whatever creative they're thinking, um, that's a whole nother video. But yeah, the announcement of that. Of course, a couple of days ago they announced Jay White would be there, so we're having some type of Bullet Club interaction on Impact Wrestling television. Of course, it makes sense because later in this month, New Japan Pro Wrestling will be debuting their show on Access TV. I believe right after Impact Wrestling or something like that. I've got to check that schedule out. But yes, they are going to be airing on the same night on Access Television. So that's pretty cool. But man, tonight was really cool. It started off with Moose and Morrissey. Morrissey came out. He was really upset with the aftermath of the match that took place at Hard to Kill between Morrissey, Moose, and Matt Cardona. Moose comes out. They have their little interaction and stuff like that. I'm really digging W. Morrissey, aka, oh my God, what was his name in NXT? Big Cass. There you go. Had a brain lock there. But no, I really like his work, W. Morrissey. It is a complete 180 of what he was doing in WWE and NXT and what he's doing in Impact Wrestling. There's more grit, there's more intensity. He's literally showing the big man that a lot of people saw in him years ago, and it's coming to fruition. And man, is this guy, whoo, man, is he there? It's pretty cool seeing him get this work and everything. And of course, he's in the main event spot, which is, you would have never thought of that in WWE, but in Impact Wrestling, what he's doing now, this is magnificent. Of course, the highlights, like how I always do in all my reviews, I focus on the highlights and not just go through everything in detail. Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, Maria Kanellis, PCO, and Vincent all attacked D'Lo Brown at the announce table, at the commentators table, and that was literally out of the norm for an Impact Wrestling episode. If you've watched it and everything, which I'm going to encourage you to watch Impact Wrestling in the next month. It's going to get good. Trust me, it is going to get good. But yeah, this was totally out of the blue. I did not expect this. I did not anticipate it. I did anticipate some type of interference of some sorts throughout the night from the Ring of Honor, as they label it, Renegades. But yeah, this was like, ooh, okay, this is cool. It's, of course, it's always going to draw comparisons. Oh, this is like the Invasion angle in 2001. Oh, this is like the NWO. Oh, this is like the EC. Nah, this is just fun, okay? Take it for what it is. It is fun. It's refreshing. It's something new, and it actually gives Ring of Honor a whole different presentation than what we've grown accustomed to. It doesn't take away from what Ring of Honor has brought to professional wrestling, but what this is doing to Ring of Honor, and of course they announced last week as far as when Ring of Honor was going to come back. I think it was April 1st, the Honor of Supercard. This is cool for Ring of Honor. I'm digging it. I love it. So see where this goes, but I love it. And then you had the match. I recommend you people see this match. Chris Bay and Laredo Kid. This was a fantastic match. There's not one bad match that I've seen Laredo Kid or Chris Bay in. And those two guys have been killing it. I mean, killing it. Their work has been flawless. It has been meticulous. It is so entertaining to watch these guys because it's so fun. And you're probably going to hear me say a lot about tonight's episode of Impact Wrestling, but that's what it was. It was very entertaining. It was very fun. It was very easy to get engaged into it and also to sit back and like, oh man, this is really enjoyable. As opposed to what I saw yesterday. There's a video coming out. Trust me, there's a video coming out. But yeah, this match between Chris Bey and Laredo Kid was phenomenal. No pun intended. At the end of the match, leading to the pinfall, Laredo Kid did a bear hug Spanish fly to pin Chris Bey. I recommend you watch this match with Chris Bey and Laredo Kid. This was an ad. Oh my god, so good. That move alone, I had to like rewind, like, whoa, what did he just do? And the crowd was like, whoa. The announcers, everybody, whoa. But yeah, these guys have been tearing it down. Whenever these guys are booked on Impact Wrestling or any other promotion, I recommend you watch their match. You will not be disappointed. This type of match tonight, it reminded me of a mix between the old WCW Cruiserweight, a little bit of the ECW Super Crazy matches, and a whole lot of that early X Division matches with Chris Sabin, AJ Styles, Petey Williams, those type of, man. And Impact Wrestling is getting a lot of wrestlers that are taking back or bringing that style of wrestling from 2004 and 2005 from the X Division. They're slowly bringing it back. So, man, if they can get some more wrestlers like that and get that, revitalize that X Division, Impact Wrestling is going to have a very viable destination for wrestlers, but also viewers, where it's, okay, we know we're getting in WWE, we know what we're getting in AEW, and this is actually fun. As opposed to what I've tweeted so far about AEW lately, that it's really lacking on the fun part. So yeah, outside of that, you had the Good Brothers and Violent by Design. They were talking about what happened at the Hard to Kill and how they lost and everything. And out of the blue, you see Rhino and Heath Slater come out like they were attacked. And Violent by Design and Good Brothers, oh man, was it those Ring of Honor guys? Oh, was it those Ring of Honor guys? And you know where it goes from here. They beat them up. Yeah, they just beat them up, and that was it. But I'm really, something interesting is going to happen with the Good Brothers, especially with the announcement of the God, Jay White. They've already had an interaction with Kenny Omega and Jay White already on Impact Television. Of course, the Good Brothers and God had an interaction at the New Japan event in Los Angeles at the Coliseum, where they confronted them, but nothing happened. Something's going down. Something is going down. From there, we had a backstage interview / confrontation. I don't know. This is one issue I wish Impact Wrestling would improve on, is their backstage segments. I am not a fan of the music, the theatrical music or whatever it is, the music beds that they have playing during the backstage segments. The lighting, it's too gloomy. It comes across very amateurish, like some YouTube, no pun intended, like some very low quality cell phone video or something. Like, it just doesn't pop. It's very low budget. Not a fan of it. Not a fan of it. But yeah, this backstage segment, Tasha Steelz, which I tweeted, she is going to hold that Knockout Women's Championship sometime in 2022. You can see that there is a momentum behind her that is slowly building each week we progress throughout this year. She's going to get that title. So yeah, Tasha Steelz, Steelz, Chelsea Green, and Tasha Steelz. La la la. There you go. So yeah, they have this confrontation. Matt Cardona's trying to break them up and everything, and that's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. But man, the time when Tasha Steelz gets that title is going to be. That's a bad woman. All I gotta say, keep an eye out. That's a bad woman. She gonna get that gold. From there, we had, you could say, a squash match with Masha Slamovich, and there's a reason I put her in the top 100 on my list. And I know a lot of people on TikTok gave me flack for it. Who's that? Why is she? This list is just ridiculous. This is just, oh, well, it's my list. If you don't like it, create your own list. But I've seen a lot of her work in, she did a few spots in AEW. She's done a few in Ring of Honor and various other spots. I saw her matches and everything, and I'm like, ooh, she's different. And by different, I mean, I tweeted this, man. She's like a modern day Luna Vachon. Just that vicious, aggressive, intense, just ferocious. There you go. Very ferocious as far as her attack and just her execution of her moves. You see her on the screen, you're like, man, she's different, man. First thing you notice is her haircut. You're like, man, she's got her haircut. And then you see her keep going, and it's just like, whoa, this is insane. Like, this woman is a superstar. Impact Wrestling, you did a great job signing her, and the sky is the limit in that women's division. That women's division is being booked very, very well, and it's amazing considering all the talent they lost just a year ago and how they've replenished that talent and probably going to reacquire some of that talent that they lost last year. To me, that's probably one of the best women division being booked in wrestling. They can go. All of them can go. I wish I could say that about an elite wrestling company, but I don't know what they want to do. They'll figure it out. I don't know. So yeah, from there you had the Josh Alexander. He came out right after this match. He's talking his talk as far as the World Heavyweight title, and someone I did not anticipate, and many other people did not anticipate, coming to Impact Wrestling, Charlie Haas. Yes, Charlie Haas, Shelton Benjamin's former tag team partner from the World's Greatest Tag Team back in 2004 when they were part of Team Angle in the WWE. So he challenged Josh Alexander to a match, and yes, we will get a match between Josh Alexander and Charlie Haas next week. According to spoilers, sorry, Charlie Haas did get stretchered out. I don't know if it's kayfabe or not, or if it's real something. Nothing's been clarified so far. I haven't read anything yet, as far as that information that was released earlier, but we'll see what happens. From there, we had, my favorite guy, Jonah. Jonah, formerly Bronson Reed. Man, this dude, ooh-wee. How did WWE let this guy go? Man, so much of Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow. I love it. His top rope splash, I am glad I am not the wrestler underneath taking it, because that looks very, very painful, and I like my spot here watching it on television, and I would never take that spot. Nope. Never take that spot. But yeah, this guy, Jonah, he is on a roll in New Japan Strong and in Impact Wrestling. This guy, he's doing it. And the sky's the limit for him. That's another guy. He's going to be holding some type of gold in 2022, because he's got the intensity, he's got the grit, he's got the physicality, he's got the mic skills, and most importantly, there's a momentum behind him. And that momentum can only grow, especially with a big guy like that, and you don't have too many people like that. The only other person that comes to mind like him, that you could put on that same level is Jeff Cobb. There's somebody else I just can't think of right now, but those two right there are just special attractions, and sky's the limit for him. And I think Jeff Cobb is still injured with his knee or something like that. Again, that's another issue I haven't heard anything further from what was reported around Wrestle Kingdom. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, Jonah, that dude's bad. He's a bad man. We also get a confrontation between Jonathan Gresham and Steve Macklin. They go back and forth. Next week, we're going to get Jonathan Gresham on Impact Wrestling Television versus Steve Macklin, and it is going to be pure rules. Jonathan Gresham is the created wrestler that we've all created, that had all the badass move in whatever wrestling game we played, more probably a WWE game, and we rated 99. Jonathan Gresham is a badass MFer. You need to watch, if you haven't watched that dude already, and you haven't watched Impact Wrestling, I implore you, yes, I use the word implore. You can look at the thesaurus to see what it means. I implore you, tune in to Impact next week. The guy's going to put on a show. You want to watch that guy wrestle. That's the man. That is the best wrestler in the world. That is a guy that if you put him and Bryan Danielson in a match for an hour, going to be better than Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. That's all I got to say. Trust me. And I've seen that match. But those two guys, Jonathan Gresham is the best wrestler in the world. Hands down. That dude, I've seen him, his athleticism, his quickness, his strength, his submission hold, his technical skills, his counters. The guy's impeccable. The guy's a real deal. From there, we had these two guys. I'm sorry. I tweeted this before. I hope Impact Wrestling keeps these two guys on commentary, because there was a fluidity, there was a chemistry with these guys that once you got to the main event, it took the show. This doesn't sound like the Impact Wrestling that we've grown accustomed to in the last 3 years. With these two guys on commentary, it sounds like a must-see, must-watch television show, must-watch wrestling program. And what I'm talking about is Ian Riccaboni and Tom Hannafin, formerly Tom Phillips from the WWE. These guys are magnificent. They are great on commentary. Their tone, their delivery, just their back and forth as far as complimentary each other, as far as, when someone's describing the match and the holds and just everything. Man, this is beautiful. And I hope they keep this commentary team together, because, man, I enjoyed listening to these guys talk. This was fun. And let me tell you, these guys made that main event, which I say is the match of the night, and that is Rok-C, the Ring of Honor World Champion, versus Deonna Purrazzo, the Reina de Reinas champion, the Lucha Libre Women's Champion. This was a phenomenal match. Rok-C, let's see where she goes. She did try out for WWE. Don't know if she's headed to WWE or if this is going to be a returning. She's going to try to get the title back. There's a lot of things going on there. But, man, this was a great match by these two great women wrestlers. Shout out to all the women that we've seen literally main event, in the past, week or so. Hard to Kill, you had Deonna Purrazzo and Mickie James. Battle of the Belts, you had Britt Baker and Rio. Tonight, you had Deonna Purrazzo and Rok-C. Hey, these women are doing it, and I really hope that a lot of these wrestling companies starting to take notice. Just a side note, when NWA had NWA Empower, NWA Empower was way better than NWA 73. And that's something I'm noticing, that a lot of these women, when they get the opportunity to showcase their skill and just put on a wrestling match, it's a hell of a lot better than these men matches. And for some reason, these promoters still want to keep booking these men. If you're going to do that, you need to integrate it, like I said yesterday. Yes, AEW. You got to integrate it. And Impact Wrestling has done a great job for the last over 10, 12 years that they've been doing it. Done a phenomenal job. But yeah, this match, I recommend you go see it. Rok-C is going to be in this industry for a long time. She has the it factor. She reminds you of, she has the charm and the warmth that Bayley had when she first appeared, where it's like, man, she's really cool, like she's fun, man, this is, I can get behind her, I can cheer for her. But she also has that wrestling just grit. AJ Lee, it's like she's a combination of those two women. And man, she did her thing. And the final sequence with the submission holds that Deonna Purrazzo put on Rok-C, oh man, that was some good storytelling. And all I gotta say, this was a great show. Me personally, I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was an escape. Today, unfortunately, I had to go to a funeral, and while I was watching Impact, I got some unfortunate news of someone close to me. And I can say professional wrestling is at its best when it's an escape from whatever stuff you go through in your personal life. That's when professional wrestling is at its best. When it can take your mind off of whatever you're going through, that's when it's at its best. And tonight, Impact Wrestling did a very good job. Kudos to Impact Wrestling for, at least for the moments you were on television, the 2 hours, I was able to take my mind off of, what I was, encountering and experiencing throughout the day. That wasn't the case yesterday. And I hope, though, that show on Wednesday gets a wake-up call, because business is about to pick up with this other company. And again, getting back to Impact Wrestling, another mention of Mickie James being in the WWE Royal Rumble. That's good exposure. And I'm gonna say this. Yes, All Elite Wrestling has trademarked the Forbidden Door, but you know who's putting in the work? Impact Wrestling. They're showing wrestling fans, okay, this Forbidden Door thing, we've worked with AEW. They've worked with New Japan. They've worked with Ring of Honor. They've worked with WWE. Who else have they worked with in the past year or so? GCW. Come on. They're putting in the work. And, again, this is not a shot at AEW, but hey, if you're going to trademark the Forbidden Door, at least back it up. Back it up. If you can't do it, get people in there that can do it. But yeah, Impact Wrestling is doing a great job right now of building up anticipation, intrigue, interest. I mean, right now they got Ring of Honor, core group of guys coming in. They got Jonathan Gresham wrestling on their show and defending the ROH Championship. You have the potential Jay White, God, coming on Impact Wrestling. Whatever that's going to happen between them and the Good Brothers, that's intriguing. That's fun. I want to see that. Opposed to whatever's on Wednesday, whatever. But yeah, that's what I got to say. So yeah, this is my review for Impact Wrestling on January 13th, 2022. Like, share, comment this video. Follow us on all social media platforms at House of Wrestling. Follow me on TikTok, Dedrian180 _. That's DEDRIAN 180 _. You can follow me on all social media platforms. Thank you guys for the likes, comments, shares, views, subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, Impact Wrestling is doing a great job. This show was very fun. I recommend you guys watch it. It's fun. That is how wrestling is supposed to be. Fun. Enjoy it. Entertaining. All right. That is all. Until next time. Thank you.